Hello, and welcome to the first part of your manager training for Paycom and Comfort Windows. To log into the client side or manager side of Paycom, you can do it two different ways, either by going to paycom.com and logging in as a client, or by downloading the Paycom app on your phone and logging in on Manager on the go. Everything we will go over today, you can do on either the website or through the Paycom app and Manager on the go. For today's training, I'll be training predominantly using the website view, only because it's a little easier for us all to see during our training process. So to begin with, you'll either log in to Manager on the go or go to paycom.com and log in as a client. From there, you will put in your client code, username, and password, and you will be brought to a page that's going to look a lot like this. This is the client side of Paycom or the manager side of Paycom. A couple of things that I want to point out. First, you'll see there's some drop downs at the top of the page, as well as some tiles in the middle of the screen that mirror each other. How you choose to navigate throughout Paycom is really your own personal preference. I tend to use the drop downs at the top of the page only because as you click in on any of those items, the middle of the screen is going to change. If at any time you need to navigate back to the home page of Paycom, you can simply click the Paycom logo or that home icon. One major item that I'd like to point out to you today is this notification center on the right side of the screen. This notification center is going to be your best friend because it will let you know if there are any actions for your direct reports that you need to complete. For example, if somebody in your staff has requested a time off, you'll be able to see a notification here waiting for you that there have been time off requests submitted. Additionally, if your staff has submitted a punch change request to fix a punch on their time card, you'll be able to see those notifications here. One thing you'll be doing quite often within Paycom is viewing your employees' time cards, approving those time cards, and approving punch change requests and time off requests. To view your staff's time cards, you're simply going to navigate to Time Management and Time Card Search. From here, you'll be brought to a list of all of the employees that you should see. You can filter those employees by active employees or all employees to make your list easier to handle. The first thing you should do when going to approve time cards is check off this display totals and approvals box and select the appropriate pay period that you want to review and then hit refresh. This will capture the most up-to-date data on your staff and make it easier for you to review and approve those time cards. You'll also notice that additional columns will appear once this information has been gathered that will help you sort through your employee time cards. You'll notice down here that a number of columns have popped up, including total hours worked, which will let you sort through and see total hours worked for your staff. And then this missing punches column also appears, which I think is super helpful in letting you know if any of your employees have a missing punch within this time period, because it will help you start there in figuring out what needs to be corrected on their time cards. Additionally, you'll also be able to see if the employee has approved their time card and if you have approved any of the days on that employee's time card as well. To actually view a time card, simply click on that employee's name. Here, you will be brought to a detailed breakdown of all of the punches that they had for this pay period. All these blue punches that you see are in punches. All red punches are out punches. You'll notice in this case, Michael Scott has missed a couple punches this week by seeing these question marks on his time card. Additionally, on their time card, you will also see any pending time off requests that the employee has submitted. Once those time off requests are reviewed and approved by yourself, they will switch from pending requests to active time on their time card. Additionally, you may see these little triangles in either red or yellow populate on an employee's time card. A yellow time card indicates that they have a missing punch or that they have submitted a punch change request to fix a missing punch or an incorrect punch on that day. You'll notice at the bottom of the page here, you can approve this time card once you have signed off that all time is correct. Once you hit that approved time card, you'll see that days will turn a nice teal color if they are complete. You will notice, however, that Tuesday, Thursday, and then Monday through Wednesday of the next week here, all were not approved. They all did not change color. That's because the system will not let you approve a day on a time card if there is an outstanding action for that day. So in this case, Michael Scott has some missing punches and outstanding punch change requests that need to be approved. And then down here, there are some pending time off requests that need to be reviewed and approved or denied. If at any point you accidentally approve a time card too early, you can simply click on this approvals tab, select all of your time card approvals, and hit actions to revoke those approvals. At that point, the time card will be unapproved and you and your staff can continue working on it. From this same page, you can click on this triangle and you'll actually be brought to the punch change request dashboard where you can review and approve or deny any of those punch change requests. Here you'll see who submitted those punch change requests. You'll see the date that they were requested on and what the requested punch is. So in this case, we can see that Michael Scott is asking to be clocked in for the day. So ID is in day on 4/6 at 8 a.m. We can approve that right now. And as we go back to Michael Scott's time card, we'll see that after we approved that punch, that time has changed. All punch change requests will require an approval by you before time is changed on a time card. The same is going to be true for a pending time off request. You can click directly on that pending time off request where you will be able to review what type of request was put in, how many hours on that day, how many hours are currently available, and then their projected net available hours once everything is approved. You can simply approve or deny directly from this page. And you'll see, once you approve that, it no longer is a pending request, is now a vacation request, or vacation time is on their time card for the requested amount of time. Additionally, from their time card, you can view the schedule employees as they have a schedule built out. You can look at an audit detail, which will show you any and all changes that have happened on this employee's time card and who made these changes and how they were made. You'll be able to look at accrual information for your employees directly on their time card so that before you go and review or approve those times, you can get an idea of how much time they have available, including future pending hours and future approved hours on their time card to give you a net available for them at that time. Back on the pay period summary is where you will review and finally approve that time card at the end of each pay period. Now, there are a couple of other ways that you can review and approve punch change requests. You can get to those punch change requests by going to the notification center and again, clicking right on that punch change request notification, where you will be brought to the punch change request dashboard. Additionally, you can get here by going to time management, time and attendance, and the punch change request dashboard, where you can again review all of that punch information and approve or deny appropriately. From here, you can also filter your employees by active employees, active direct reports, or even filter by a specific date range that you're looking to view and approve those punch change requests. If it's maybe the start of the next period and you're looking at the previous pay period's punch change requests to approve. One tip that I have for you in your first few weeks using Paycom is try and keep your outstanding punch change requests as low as possible. I recommend keeping them in single digits. As your staff submits to fix mistakes they've made on their time cards, if you're regularly reviewing and approving or denying those requests, your staff will know they're doing it correctly. They'll see their time cards update, and they'll continue to use those punch change requests going forward when they make any mistakes, which will make your lives easier when viewing and approving time cards. There are also a couple of different places that you can view and approve time off requests. Again, through this notification center, you can click on the tile with any time off requests, where you will be able to see a dashboard listing any of those time off requests. You'll again see who has requested that time off. You'll see the time that was added, right down to the actual second of when somebody submitted a time off request. So if it ever came down to a question of who submitted something first, you'd be able to clearly see when those requests were submitted. You'll be able to see all of their balance information and be able to approve or deny right from this page. Just like with your punch change request, you can filter by a specific date range that you're looking for, as well as filtering by groups of employees. Additionally, by coming up to time management, time off requests, and by going to the time off calendar, you can get a more in-depth view of all punch change or time off requests that have been submitted by your staff throughout the course of maybe an entire month or specifically on those days. I like the time off calendar because you can see all of the requests that have been submitted for a single day, all in one place and quickly and easily. You'll notice that these are color coded. This orange with a green check mark means it's been approved. Yellow with a clock means it's pending. Red with a circle with a slash through it means it's been denied. From here, you can simply click on any days that have a request on them, where you'll be able to see a neat breakdown, again, of all of the information for that request, including who submitted it, their current balance, and any projected net future balances. And from here, you will also be able to approve or deny those requests. I particularly like this time off calendar because if you have multiple requests on one day, you'll be able to see those different requests so that you can have a better understanding of everybody that is submitted, approved, or requested time off from that day when making your decision on to approve any submitted requests. Additionally, at the top of the page here, you can filter by a specific department that you have availability on. You can filter by specific employees, or frequently used is you can filter by specific statuses. So if you only want to see the approved and requested time off requests, you can simply request that and hit filter, and any denied requests will disappear from the calendar at that time, cleaning up your visibility so you know what actions you need to take. Again, to approve a request, you can simply click on that day of the calendar and you can approve or deny that request with 2 clicks of a button. Again, once you have completed all time off requests, all punch change requests for any given pay period, you can come into time card search where you will be able to approve your employees' time cards. Once a time card is completely clean, again, you can approve that time card, or if as you've reviewed a number of different time cards, you can actually batch approve a number of time cards by selecting those employees from this list, coming up to actions, and approving that time card. Here you'll see that your supervisor approval updates once you have approved those time cards. If again, you accidentally approved a bunch of time cards, you can select those employees, come back up to action, and revoke your approval. And those time cards will be unapproved, and employees can continue clocking in and out and putting in their requests for that time period. If there's a handful of employees that you would like to review time cards for, rather than going in again and selecting them individually, you can check off on those employees here, hit actions, and edit time cards, where you'll then get a list of those employees here, and you can click through as you are ready to review each person next on the list of selected employees. Again, if at any time you need to go back to a different pay period or look at an older pay period or the current pay period, you can select that here by looking back at maybe the previous pay period or selecting your current pay period that you are reviewing. Once again, you can always get back to the home page of Paycom by clicking this home button. Viewing, approving time off requests, punch change requests, and employee time cards is not the only thing that you'll be doing within Paycom. You will also have limited access to some employee information. To view that employee information, you will navigate to employees and make employee changes. Similarly to when reviewing time cards, you will see a list of all employees that you should have visibility on. You can filter those employees by an active status or by a number of different filters within Paycom. To view any employee's information, you can search for that specific employee and click right in on their name. Here you'll be brought to their employee forms or their employee record. What forms you have access to is determined by your HR team, but one form you will almost all will have access to will be Dates in HR and your Contact Information tab. This is where you will go in the event that you ever need to view and use an employee's emergency contact information. Again, you'll go to Form 3, Dates in HR, and on this Contact Information tab, you'll be able to see their email addresses as well as their emergency contact information should you need to. We'll be having a part 2 of our training coming up, in which together in a live session, we will be going over some additional items that you can do within Paycom, including documenting performance discussion forms and completing employee performance reviews. Thank you so much for joining our training today. Have a wonderful